Hey East Tennessee Vapors, welcome back to the Ball Guys Vape Arcade. On our last show we talked about 3 flavors from Backstage Blends, and I had so much fun and enjoyed these flavors so much that I thought to myself, well, there are 5 flavors and I tried 3 of them, and that means there are 2 more. So guess what we're going to be doing today? We're trying the next 2, and I'm really excited about doing that. Now before we get to those flavors, I have to give a huge shout out to friend of the show, Michael, who came out with this awesome logo for the Ball Guys Vape Arcade. Check it out. How cool is that? I am so thrilled with that logo. Now that we have a logo for the show, I feel like it's becoming a little bit more real. So Michael, huge thank you to you. I really appreciate it. What I needed was a logo for this show. I didn't know who to go to. Luckily, Michael reached out to me and was able to come up with something I think is really great. If you guys need some graphic help design like I did, check out Michael's information below here in the description. Give him a shout out. Awesome work, Michael. I really appreciate it. One more thing before we dive in, I just wanted to remind you guys that we are getting close to having 75 subscribers. I really appreciate that. When we hit 75, I'm going to be giving out 3 bottles of Pitbull vape juice to you. All you have to do in order to get this juice is just be a subscriber, and we're going to pick a lucky winner. Now, on to the show. The one thing I wanted to clear up, guys, is that it was brought to my attention that I was working on some outdated flavor profile information on the last 3 flavors that we reviewed. And I wanted to clear that up and just get a little bit serious with you guys. How do we get serious? We go black and white. So now here we go. Now you guys, this is my serious face. This is my serious face. Let's get to it. The 3 flavors that we described just weren't really correct, and I wanted to clear that up with you guys before we moved on. So let's take it from the top. 666 Serum. Last time I described it as a blood orange with whipped cream. That was the flavor profile I was going over. The correct information is a stellar collaboration with creamy orange and French vanilla, capped off with a sweet butter rum. Now, I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. For me, that first description actually fit better. I really got blood orange out of it with whipped cream, and that for me is exactly what it was. So I'm sticking to that, but let's move on here, guys. Metalhead, and you guys know how much I love Metalhead, is described as a perfect blend of sweet and salty peanut butter with banana custard. That fits a lot better because last time there was grape and graham cracker. That grape, I have no idea where that came from. And to round it out, guys, Platinum is a fruit paradise with strawberry, watermelon, blueberry, and a slight bit of honeydew headlining it. So guys, with all that being said, we're gonna take off the serious face, back in color, and I'm gonna flip on the switch for hyperbole because last time it was on huge. Let's see if that can come up this time. The first one is Metal Milk. Now this one accurately described as a strawberry vanilla custard with perfectly balanced creamy blueberry notes. Now let's be honest with each other. We can do that. We can be honest. If you have a name like Metal Milk and you have a description of strawberry milk, you see where I'm going with that. So let's see if this resembles a popular flavor you may have heard of. You know, it's very interesting, somewhat controversial, because you guys see what I'm getting at. You know, let's not beat around the bush. We're talking about mother's milk, one of the biggest, most well-known flavors out there. It's interesting because that's what I think of when I just look at it, the description, and read the name of the juice. But it's not at all what I'm getting when I vape this. Aside from the assumption that I made, I don't think at all that the creators of Backstage Blends were trying to do a copycat or a clone or anything along the lines of a mother's milk, because I feel like there are a couple really big differences between these 2 flavors. First of all, you got that blueberry in there, and for me, the strawberry is there, but the blueberry is actually what I'm getting out of it a bit more, and that is changing it up. The other thing that really is different is that the milk. The milk or the creaminess is much reduced for me based on these 2 fruit flavors being heightened. So like I said, I don't think that you're getting something at all that's trying to be a me too. I think this is its own beast, and it's definitely different. Blueberry is definitely coming through a lot more for me. So I'm getting more of like a blueberry, and that cream is definitely in the background The strawberries are there, but this is more like a blueberry cream for me, and I really like that. I'm a big fan of blueberries. It's something that is not going to punch you in the face like the last two that I really enjoyed on the last episode, but it's something a little bit more smooth, a little bit more mellow, and that's kind of what you get when you have a milk or a cream or a custard kind of flavor. It's something that is definitely enjoyable for me. Let's move on to our next one. Now we are at the last of the 5 Backstage Blends flavors, and that brings us to Motley Dew. Motley Dew is described as an unmatched citrus flavor with a texture that rocks. Gotta be straight up with you guys, I just am not a big Mountain Dew drinker. It's never been that thing for me. As I've said before, I'm more into water these days than sodas, but even back when I was drinking a lot of soda, just wasn't a Mountain Dew guy, so I'm not going to be able to describe or compare it to Mountain Dew, but let's see what we get out of it. What we get out of that by far is easily the most vapor production out of all of these guys. If that's your thing, if you're cloud chasing or whatever, for me, this is putting off a really large cloud. It's off the charts. That's pretty wild. The taste also is something that is clicking for me. I really am enjoying this right now. Definitely get the citrus. For me, this is back to the reason I fell in love with Backstage Blends. It's in your face flavor. It's bold. It's out there. It's definitely it's like a really bright orange, just kind of opening up in your mouth. That's what I get the most out of it. Other citrus flavors, sure, but that orange is coming through. And if they are going for Mountain Dew, I'm getting a bit of that soda that's making it kind of sparkle or kind of pop in my mouth. I'm really, really digging this. Huge. That's crazy. This is rounding out the Backstage Blends for me, and this is a great finish for it. I'm really enjoying it. We got to pick the winners, and guys, if you know from the last show, for me, Metalhead is phenomenal. I love 666 Serum. Trust me, Blood Orange, I'm sticking to it, is definitely off the charts there. And then this Motley Dew is terrific. I'm really digging Backstage Blends. The biggest question is what's next? I don't know if this is the swan song or if this is just the beginning. I hope it's just the beginning. Because darn, let's keep it PG-13. Darn, that is good. I really, really dig it. And I urge you guys to check it out. I got all these flavors down at the Vape Shop on Clinton Highway. Once again, if you are into the coil building, this is the mecca for you. This is the paradise. I recommend checking them out. These guys know what they're talking about. They're going to build you whatever you want or help you learn to build. That's what they've done for me. And they've got me into these amazing, amazing flavors. Phil, do not run out on me. You've got me hooked. I am hooked, and I hope that it keeps on coming. East Tennessee Vapors, that's going to wrap it up for this time at the arcade. We'll see you next time.